All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give our praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostle and elder great millstone, to Allah across the globe, pushing the word and truth in the city. You want to say Shalom. Now, this is Mother's Day, all right, and all of us were born of a woman, all right, so we're not here to say we don't love our mothers, all right, but I will say that a lot of us have inherited some feminine ways from my mother, some definitely some um, uh, emotional lack of control from our mothers. Some of us have been put up for adoption, neglected, beaten, um, touched. All right, all in the care of our mothers. We're not talking about you know the good mother, so to speak. Just in general. The exhortation of mothers here, of women in general here in America, are particularly touching on the Israelite base, the Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, and the upbringing, the single parent housing and the this YN generation, you know, and while we're the only community that praises ratchetness from our women, we praise uh, disrespect. All right, it's evident throughout not only throughout history but through scriptures that our women are inherently wicked, man. All right. So while you're in here, all on social media, Mother's Day this, Mother's Day that, and these are the same mothers who are aborting their babies, who are addressing their sons to be women and their women to be men. All right. They're the ones that are going on TV defending the behavior of their offspring, and one particular one comes to mind where this woman's son had attempted to do an armed robbery, a home invasion, and got killed. And she had the fucking nerve to say he's only trying to rob you. You had no business killing him. And this is the mothers that we so laud here in America. But here's this is black abortions in 2025. It's based on projections in early 2025 data. Black women had the highest abortion rate in the U.S., with estimates suggesting they account for roughly 38 to 40% of total abortions, translating to over 400,000. Nearly 474 abortions per 1,000 live births, based on trends of roughly 1.1 million total abortions, or damn near half of all the abortions performed here in America performed by are getting done on black women, man. All right, I know you're gonna say, "Oh, what about rape? What about incest? What about this and that?" All right, but what about the other statistics, man? All right, so total abortions are estimated 1.126 or 1,126,000 clinician provided abortion occurred in you. All right, so proportion black patients accounted for 42.9% of abortions in recent reports. It said context. Black women have the highest abortion rate compared to other groups, man. 474 per 1,000 live births. All right, and this is just the facts of the matter, man. All right, these are the numbers. These are the statistics that have been documented. All right. I just want to share a couple of clips real quick.
This is Black Parenting. You hear me? You hear me? Shut up! What kind of sick fuck does this to a child. And of course, this bitch got these 5 and below lights going on and shit. And how many fucking fans do y'all got running? So much fucking wind and shit. So I thought these porch monkeys was outside. These are the type of black bitches with kids who have a spare tire for a stomach and skin that looks like she bathes in oil and mud. Child abuse is very common in the black community.
You know, it does speak for itself, man. You know, these women are protected by the system. They're protected by laws. All right, they have these multiple children that they can't take care of, don't want to take care of. All right, that child should be given to a loving family member, man. All right, she shouldn't be able to have a child, man, shaking them, shaking their head, And when children are born, their head, their brain is still moving, man. All right, smack them on the leg, and the child couldn't have been less than, probably a year old, maybe less than a year. All right, and a child is being a child. They're gonna cry. They're gonna get into things. They're gonna seem to be crying for no reason. All right, the new age mothers, man, their patience are short. All right, they were raised by a person, a woman, just like herself, man. They learn from somewhere, right? What they say, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Boosie says Jay-Z isn't relevant today for his music, but
that's not what I wanted, man. All right, that's what I wanted right here.
Get ratchet, 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 get ratchet. Let me see, pin. What she at, pin? That she go, pin. Get low, pin. To the floor, pin. On your toe, pin. Let's go, pin. That's right. Hey, go back in, B. Let's go back in, B. What is on out? What is on me? What is he? What is he? What I get like that? Hey.
Look at that, man.
Armani, what's
It's sad, man. I just even I don't want to play anymore. This is the woman who you praise and laud here in America, man. These are the ones that we are fighting so hard to get our kids back from. These are the ones that put us on child support. These are the ones that going out backdooring men, man. All right, going out teaching their daughter ways of a whore, man. All right, this is totally against the scriptures, man. This is total, and this is why we get on the nigger woman, man. The behavior like that, if it don't apply, let it fly. But the shoe fit, hey, you wear it, man. And I've seen this behavior personally. I've dated women who are who have zero control over their kids. Right, their daughters are walking around their mom's boyfriends or husbands or whatever. All right, in tight shorts and half shirts, man. All right, coming to your home, having sex in your home, bringing different men and boys up into your home. This is just something that's been totally accepted in the black community, man. All right, and this is something that we here in the truth. All right, don't condone, man. All right, and I can say from the brothers that I know and their children, they're pretty well mannered, man. They don't behave. They don't have TikToks and Facebooks where they're doing things in that manner, man. Twerking. Hey, and that one girl, they said, throwing gear ratchet. She on stage performing in front of a bunch of grown ass adults, man. All right, these are titles 2 and 3. The aged women, likewise, if they be in behavior and become of holiness, not false accusers, not giving too much wine, teach her good things, man. All right, so instead of you mothers out there trying to be friends, competing, that's all they're doing. They're competing with their children. They're competing with their daughters for the same men. All right, they're going to the same clubs, the same bars. All right, instead of teaching them to honor and respect not only to their husband but to honor and respect themselves. respect your children. All right, these kids can go back, not with the age of the internet now, they can go back and see their parents' promiscuous behavior from 20, 30 years ago, man. All right, that's not holiness, man. All right, they're teaching their daughters to set up men for money. All right, to pin babies on fathers. All right, that are not theirs. You know, taking DNA tests. Unwilling to take DNA tests because they know the children are not who are not or don't belong to who they say they belong to, man. All right, they drink. They're violently, violently drinking, walking the streets, getting in fights, stumbling, bumbling. You know, you don't teach your children to act in the manner of a brute beast of a man. All right. You know, that's why you brothers, man, be very careful of who you putting your rod into, man. All right. Then you complain about how the woman is treating you. Well, you got her, you know, we could have picked better. I put it like that. Myself included. All right. Verse 4, that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children. Right, man. You got these women out here posting all these half-naked videos, these half-naked posts, all right? And they're married, all right? And that lets you know you niggas are fucking simps with no backbone. All right? You want your woman on there in tight clothes. You want men lusting after your woman, man. Your woman on there getting all this internet fame, all right? Getting his money from OnlyFans, all right? You being fucking cuckolders, man. You know? A woman who goes out there and dishonor for a man like that, her husband or boyfriend, all right, is a shameless woman and should be counted as a dog, man. You see? You women out here, you trying to shoot your shot at them or whatever, based on their looks or whatever, and they got husbands, man. Out here half dressed, walking around Walmart with your 2-year-old kid with a saggy diaper and a runny nose, man. And then you wonder why your daughter's 14 and pregnant in your home, man. Multiple kids, multiple baby daddies, multiple child supports, man. It says to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of the Most High be not blasphemed. Right, man, to be discreet. Now don't get me wrong. Hey, they look good twerking. They look good in nice clothes, but that's for your husband to see behind closed doors, man. All right? Your girl should be dressed, like she's going to the club, while your friends sitting around watching a football game, man. All right, nobody need to see your wife. I don't need to see your wife good, man. I don't want to talk to your wife. All right? I don't want to look at her, talk to her. I have nothing to say to her, man. You brother bringing your wives around, man. Be careful, man. So to be discreet, let's go in that word discreet. Let's go in that word instead of me just speaking. A sound mind, sane in one's senses, curbing one's desires and impulses, self-controlled and temperate, man. All right, curbing their desires, man. All right, your woman may be hot to try, right? You may, she may not seen you in a little while, or, or whatever, and you're out with the boys. You come home and and she's just waiting, man. She ain't on TikTok and shaking what her mama gave her, man. Curbing your desires, man. Going out and being single for a moment, being modest, and modest apparel, man. So to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of the Most High be not blasphemed. Right, man. Keepers at home, teach your teach your daughter how to knit, how to sew, how to cook, how to garden. All right, good women quality, women's work, man. The scriptures talk about a woman that works with her own hands, man. not going out in the street looking for $40 hollers, man, not trying to use and abuse her body to get what she wants. And then wonder why she's 30, 40, 50, you ain't got no man. You women out here 30, 40, 50 years old looking good without no damn husband, man. I wonder why. Nobody want to deal with that goddamn attitude, that goddamn ungratefulness, and that fucking lack of accountability, man. You know? And say, keep us at home. Keep the crib good, man. All right? You want to be a stay-at-home mom, all right, stay-at-home wife or whatever, you know, be good to her, but hey, have that food ready, man. Whatever, you know, you should be able to cater and to know your man's every move, man, his mood, what he likes, when he likes it. All right? You know how to get up and shut up when his friends come around. Go upstairs. All right? Unless he calls you down and do something, man. Not just order. It's a good obedient to their own husband, right, man? You're more obedient to niggas in the world, to your damn boss, to the guy at the liquor store, than you are to the man who pays your bills, man. They're struggling and striving, trying to put food on the table, working 2 jobs to make ends meet while you sit at home and do nothing. You listen to everybody on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. All right? I said, adorn. 1 Timothy 2 and 9, it said, in like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with shamefaced and sobriety, not with braided hair or gold or costly array, man. You know, modest apparel, man. There's nothing wrong being covered up. Nice dresses, long skirts, you know, head covered, man. You know, when I see these women with their hair covered looking like women, man, smelling like oil, smelling really good, man. The skin is shining bright, you know, face smooth, not all bumped up from picking and black ass lips from smoking, that deep ass voice from smoking, man. You know, they're covered up. They look really, really nice, man. There's nothing like a woman who's leaves something to the imagination, man. With shamefaced and sobriety, right? Not with that proud ass look, man. Some of you women do look good, but you're proud. You're proud. You're unapproachable. You know, right? You're both, oh, a nigga can do this for me if you don't. Hey, no man wants to hear that. Walking around loud and with your nose in there. A brother came and say, good morning, how you doing? Hi, how are you? All because he got on Walmart shoes and a Walmart shirt, he no good for you? He said, with shamefaced and sobriety, not with braided hair or gold or pearls or costly array. You know, I like a plain Jane. You know? I like a plain Jane, man. I want to be the one to dollar up with the gold and the nice braid. You know, I want to be the one to do that, man. There's nothing wrong with women having that. All right, ain't nothing wrong having some accessories. All right, but that's not the focus of who. It should be the focus of who you are. But which becomes women professing godliness with good works, man. All right, so it says in NLT, for women who claim to be devoted to the Most High should make themselves attractive by the good things they do, man. All right, by your soft speech, your confident, kind words, your baking skills, your cooking skills. You know, you're defending your man while he ain't there, putting your man first. All right, you know, do good, man. Hey, nothing like a good woman, man. You talk to a woman first, you say, "Oh, I'm married." Oh, that's a good woman right there. All right. You know, she's covered up and she's not giving herself to be she don't leave doors open for other men to think they have a chance of being with her, man. You know? So that one say, call Allah, Yahabashri Yahweh Dabana say apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, talking across the globe, people with truth. That one say Shalom and a Baba Ball.